pleasant good morning and welcome to Focal News Summary. 15 minutes of news presentation covering Liberia, Africa, and our one world. My name is Lyndon Tugby anchoring this segment of news presentation. Coming up in the headlines, US select Liberia among 5 African countries to participate at high-level US Africa Summit this July. Government signs into law Full Assistance Agency Act, making a major step towards strengthening food security in Liberia. Liberia Football Association commences 2-day workshop on domestic transfer matching system for member clubs. And away from home, Gaza A contractor tells BBC he sold colleagues fired on hungry Palestine. These and many more are all packaged. We're taking a short break. When we come back, we bring you the news bulletin. Let's take a short break. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. U.S. President Donald Trump is set to host leaders from 5 African nations in Washington from July 9 to 11 to discuss commercial opportunities. Presidents from Gabon, Guinea, Liberia, Mauritania, and Senegal are expected to attend the talks at the White House. The meeting aligns with the Trump administration's America First agenda, which has cut American aid to Africa in favor of trade, investment, and mutual economic growth. It also marks the continuation of increased U.S. diplomatic engagement on the continent following the recent peace deal between Rwanda and Democratic Republic of Congo. The Liberia Football Association today commenced a 2-day workshop on domestic transfer matching system for members club. The workshop is expected to enhance participant knowledge and effective use of the DTMS platform ahead of the upcoming league season. The DTMS is a digital platform, a subcomponent of the TMS that is specifically built to handle players' transfer within the defined football domain. Beginning with the 2025-2026 league season, the use of DMF will be mandatory for all transfer. President Boyka has congratulated the United States on its 249th Independence Day celebrations, highlighting freedom, democracy, and opportunity as shared ideals uniting Liberia and America across centuries. The Liberian leader emphasized Liberia's funding by free African American, underscoring historic ties, mutual support, and U.S. assistance in Liberia's democratic joining, institution building, and national development through challenging time. President Boyka outlined Liberia's new foreign policy focused on economic diplomacy, stressing partnership to attract trade, investment, innovations, and sustainable development that bring tangible benefit to Liberia. He welcomed America's commercial diplomacy shift, noting alignment with Liberia's goals in trade, energy, agriculture, infrastructure, technology, and entrepreneurship, and fostering stronger U.S.-Liberia private sector cooperation. The president called for deeper cooperation, urging both nations to build a prosperous future, strengthening shared values, and reaffirm friendship for peace and growth. President Boyka will host a National Healing Reconciliation, a unity event Saturday honoring victims of Liberia's civil war, Ebola, and COVID-19, promoting national unity. The ceremony follows the reburial of former presidents Tolbert and Doe, part of Boyka's ongoing commitment to heal past wounds and foster lasting reconciliation nationwide. Education Minister Dr. Jaso Mali Jala emphasized honoring thousands of Liberian lost in conflict, epidemics, and pandemics, highlighted the need for collective mourning and reflection. Rwanda Reconciliations leader Dr. Antonio Rastasi will deliver the keynote address focusing on national healing, unity, and building a peaceful, inclusive future for Liberia. President Boyka has invited citizens to attend, reaffirming the reconciliation is essential for peace and development, uniting on the theme healing our past, building our tomorrow together. The Ministry of Labor has formally announced a nationwide temporary job initiative capturing over 1,000 Liberian students. The move is aimed at providing temporary employment opportunities to school-going youth, ensuring that they earn a minimum income ahead of the resumption of the academic year while observing break. The ministry added that eligible students are asked to proceed at the Institution Employment Bureau, aimed at finalizing the application process. According to the ministry, the program is part of broader government efforts to empower young people and ease the financial burden on families through job creation. Nima County District 7 Representative Musa Ability has fulfilled a promise by donating a brand new pickup truck to the Clyde Hope Foundation and City of Hope Academy. The donation comes as part of Ability's continued support for education and community initiative in Liberia. The Clyde Hope Foundation, established in honor of former First Lady Clyde Mary Weir, is committed to empower young girls through education and various development programs. In a statement released Wednesday, Madam Clyde Weir, the founder of the foundation, expressed heartfelt gratitude to Representability for his timely and generous contribution. She described the donation as a significant boost to the foundation's ability to deliver on its mission, especially in reaching underprivileged girls across the country. Meanwhile, the vehicle is expected to enhance the foundation daily operation, including transportations, among other things. According to the foundation, the pickup will directly benefit the City of Hope Academy, which serves as a safe learning space for young girls. President Joseph Newman Boakai has dedicated a mausoleum honoring late President William Richard Tolbert and 13 officials executed after Liberia's 1980 military coup on July 1. The ceremony was held at the Liberian Baptist Theological Seminary in Pittsburgh and marked a national symbol of remembrance, reconciliation, and a commitment to justice and peace. Dignitaries, including former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor, First Lady Katumu Boakai, lawmakers, clergy, and bereaved family attended the solemn ceremony. President Boakai described the dedication as a memorial restitution, urging Liberians to confront peaceful history for healing and national unity while honoring democratic ideals. Prayers, tribute, reveling honor the deceased. The armed forces of Liberia symbolically presented Liberia flags to the families as part of the administration's ongoing reconciliations efforts. Family of the late Chief of Office Staff to former Finance Minister Cletus Noai agreed for an autopsy to establish the cause of death. It can be recalled on May 4, tension breathed between state prosecutors and the family, particularly following accusations of foul play by his brother King Tozu against ex-Maritime Commissioner Len Eugene Nangwe and Cletus' former boss. According to report, the family initially opposed an autopsy, but after pressures from the government, the family has now agreed to carry out an autopsy on Cletus' body, which the government plans to conduct with 2 Ghanaians' pathology at a cost of US $36,000. Meanwhile, one of those accused, former maritime boss Eugene Nangwe, has supported idea of autopsy on Cletus' body to clear his name, but he has called for an independent autopsy without government interference. At the same time, the Liberian National Police have halted burial arrangement until the autopsy is completed, adding to the tension surrounding the case, which observers view as a means to address public suspicion and prevent unrest. This is a reminder that you are listening to Fulcrum News Summary, 15 minutes of news capturing Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Let's bring you a quick look at top stories we are following on this morning news presentation. U.S. select Liberia as among 5 African countries to participate at high-level U.S.-Africa Summit this July. Government signs into law Food Assistance Agency Act, making a major step towards strengthening food security in Liberia. Liberia Football Association commences 2-day workshop on domestic transport marching system for members club, and away from whom Gaza aid contractor tells BBC he saw colleagues fire on hungry Palestine. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we bring you more development on our news program. Welcome back, and thanks for rejoining us on this presentation. A new bold resolution obtained by Front Page Africa confirms that suspended Lacra boss Christopher Sankolo was officially authorized to open a United Bank of Africa account. President Bouakai suspended Sankolo and his deputy over alleged misconduct, accusing them of opening an unauthorized UBA account and diverting funds. This resolution contradicts those serious claims. The resolution signed on April 4, 2025 approved LACRA work plan, budget surplus allocations, and authorized reactivating a Document Liberia Produce Marketing Corporation UBA account with US 300,000 deposit. Other board measures approved included salary increases for temporary staff, new hires, employees insurance, and restructuring cocoa, coffee, and oil palm agent road to local produce buyer. This new evidence challenges the narrative of financial wrongdoing and reveals sanctioned financial management decision. Representative Jan Flomod in Yankat Grade of Nema County held a strategic meeting with residents to address long-standing concerns about ArcelorMittal Liberia mining operation promises. Community members complained about unfulfilled development funds and vocational training commitment, urging lawmakers to revisit the agreement and guarantee financial benefits to bring tangible improvement and better living conditions. Representative Flomo criticized ArcelorMittal billion-dollar operation, noting locals remain impoverished, lacking job infrastructure and opportunities similar to hardship during the old Lamco mining area before the war. Representative Gage stressed unity among lawmakers and communities when engaging ArcelorMittal, referencing frustration from a 2023 mountain ownership dispute that previously prompted national government interventions efforts. Both lawmakers pledged to advocate during negotiation, ensuring fair, transparent use of funds, and promised strong legislative follow-up to secure community development and enforce companies' commitment. The Liberia National Student Union has strongly criticized what they call President Bouakai's Selective Memorial Initiative, describing it as a scam that betrayed Liberia's progressive legacy to justice. Lensu argues Liberia glorified former leaders tied to oppression while ignoring countless martyred, massacred civilians and student activists who died fighting oligarchy, military dictatorship, and brutal civil conflicts. The student group condemns Sali and progressive efforts mounted in government, accusing them of betraying past radical ideals and failing to uphold genuine justice and national healing. Lensu demanded a national memorial commission honoring all victims, operationalizations of the World and Economic Crime Court, and the balanced national narrative reflecting all heroic sacrifice, the vow continual resistance, and so forth. President Joseph Boakai has signed the National Food Assistance Act into law, marking a major step towards strengthening food security and reducing hunger nationwide. The NFAAI established a statutory board body tasked with developing and implementing and coordinating national food assistance program while enhancing emergency responses and supporting Liberia's most vulnerable communities. President Bouakai called the law a critical tool for social protection and poverty reduction, emphasizing its food promise that no Liberian should sleep on hunger. And a former security contractor for Gaza's controversial New Israel US-backed aid distribution site has told the BBC that he witnessed colleagues opening fire several times on hungry Palestinians who had posed no threat, including with no machine guns. On one occasion, he said a guy had opened fire from a watchtower with a machine gun because a group of women, children, and elderly people was moving too slowly away from the site. Now, to end this news, we recap major stories we have been following very closely on our news program. U.S. President Donald Trump select Liberia among 5 African countries to participate at high-level U.S.-Africa Summit this July. Government signs into law Food Assistance Act, marking a major step towards strengthening food security in Liberia. Liberia Football Association commences 2-day workshop on domestic transparent matching system for member club and away from home. Gaza contractor tells BBC he saw colleagues files on hungry Palestinian. This is Spoke Up News Summary. My name is Lyndon Tugba. I presented.